Hi everyone, it's Cindy. Welcome back to Studioloo. So I have not made a video for a little while that has not been about Mass Make March. And the reason for that is because I actually managed to take a little vacation for just about 2 weeks to the east coast of the US, visiting some family, my in-laws actually, and yeah, just kind of having a nice rest, kind of as restful as a vacation with young children can be, but a good vacation nonetheless. So I did manage to get quite a few lovely things while I was there. So I thought I would do kind of like a back from vacation thrift haul. It's not all thrift. I did score at Joann's when they were having a 50% off paper crafting stuff sale. So I did stock up on things that I can't typically easily get here where I live. You know, kind of like for the year sort of thing. And yeah, so I'll show that stuff to you. I did a little bit of antiquing. So when I was coming, you know, getting ready to come back, I'm packing, and you have to sort of pack things so that they all fit. So things are a little bit, you know, mixed up together. So you may see a little bit from here and there. I'll try to talk through it as I go. Recommendation is to get a nice cup of coffee or tea and get cozy, because this is probably going to be a little bit of a long one, a little bit of a chatty one. So if you're not in the mood to hear about my vacation, I don't know, then you can probably just speed through and look for highlights or something. But hopefully you'll hang with me, because yeah, I think it'll be a nice little recap. So on the way down, the first place that I stopped was actually in New York. It's in rural New York, a place that we go often. I am completely forgetting the name of it, but it's an antique store called, like, it's changed hands since I was last there. I think it's now called Country Gentleman Antiques. So it was very different than when I had last been. Yeah, where is this place in New York that I'm forgetting? Anyways, doesn't matter. So I have to be honest with you. If you've been here for a while, you know my feelings about our pandemic, and that, in my opinion, it's not really over. So I was very anxious, not gonna lie, about what it would be like to be received in the United States wearing a mask, because I know not everyone is, well, no one is really wearing them, but some people were. And I've got to say, my entire vacation throughout, you know, the eastern side of the US, I didn't have a single problem, not a side eye, nothing. And I really appreciated that. So I think that my PSA to you, as someone like me who is a little more concerned about those of us who don't have health that can deal with the recurring infections, don't be afraid to go places safely, that, like, whatever safely is for you. I think that the majority of the hullabaloo and the fighting that we see online is exactly there. It's online. But I gotta say, two things that were true to me is that people, on the most part, they don't want to have a conflict. And also, I think a warm personality behind a mask can melt all that cold feeling that people may have when they disagree. Because the first stop that I made at this store, I think, was the one where I felt like maybe the people were slightly weirded out, but I was extremely friendly and just myself, and it took no time at all for things to just pass, right? So anyhow, that being said, I will jump in here with raffles. This book, you know, has a little damage here, but I can tend to that when I work on it. I just thought it was such a beautiful book. I love this cover. It's got grapes. It has a mask here. It's gold embossed. And it's just a lovely old book that just wants to do something with its life other than sit in this cover, as you can see. Let me see if it has a date. It does. 1901 by Charles Scribner's Sons. So yeah, it's a cute little book. Like, it has a nice little handhold to it. Yeah, so that will make a cute journal, I think. And then in the same spot, I found this little Care Bears card game, Which Bears Where. So I'm a big fan of like 80s and 90s nostalgia, and I'm going to be making some journals along those lines. And I just thought that these little Care Bears cards would be so perfect for them. And they have, you know, this on back, and I just thought they were the sweetest little thing. Lots of little cute kids drawings from Stephanie and Dodie. And then the very first book that I bought was this one. So I've got to say, this is a gorgeous book, Coleridge's Poetical Works. And like, look at that. It's, I don't know if you can tell that it's concave, like it actually goes down here, but it has this beautiful floral. See that? Amazing embossing on the back with a harp, gilding on the side pages. Excuse me. So, I have to say, what I noticed in my various travels, be it at antique stores, thrift stores, what have you, books are priced at a much higher price than in Canada, like where I live, I should say, in Ontario. Definitely much, much higher. And I was a little confused because I think, you know, in the United States that things are, you know, there's much more of what I'm looking for, but like it's a lot more expensive. So I actually did not do a lot of shopping for books in general. I saw some beautiful books. I mean, one place that I went, so this was also in New York. Those are my purchases at that antique store that kind of kicked off my trip on the drive down. So what was I going to say? Oh yeah, so books are expensive. Definitely, I think it might have something to do with the fact that Americans are, you know, quite concerned with their history, much more, I think, than most other places in terms of just, it all ties together with many things, like the military kind of, the day-to-day life of people. I think it's very sort of nuanced by history and other things. So I think that they take literature, books from that time. There's a lot of, I would say mostly men, often older men, that kind of store these massive collections of books. You know, like one place that we went is very much known to be like kind of an antiques haven. It's Adamstown, Pennsylvania. But unfortunately, like it's always been very expensive because it has that reputation of being like an antiques go-to kind of area. It's near like Amish settlements and you know, so you can find a lot of stuff that's really nice. Like the collections of books in there were just honestly, I mean, I was like floored how beautiful they were. But your average book, I would say, is at least $30 US or more. Much more, actually. And I was not looking to pay any of that. Did not, would not. I think those books will sit in that antique store for another decade. That's my guess. Like, I know because I've been, you know, going there for over 10 years and I've seen the same things, right? So it's an interesting thing, right? Books and how people value them. And things in general, but the exchange rate was horrific. So I didn't do a lot of excess shopping. I kept a budget and I stuck to it. So that being said, I did find these at a dollar store. I've been seeing them everywhere, mostly on like websites like AliExpress and Temu, the new AliExpress, in my opinion. I got it for my glue stick. I wanted to try to start using this for my glue stick. It's just a little suction cup and it sticks down and you can stick something in it. So what drives me a little crazy when I'm working is I often hear, and I hate like hearing that sound all the time. So I'm thinking if I have something here clearly visible to me, will I get used to the practice of shoving it in there? It will hold on to it by the looks of it, right? So that's my objective. And I got a second one in case there's something else like that, because I was trying to think about, you know, like the casual kind of ways to just make watching me work a little, you know, more user-friendly or a little more fun. It's probably something only I noticed, but now you'll notice it that I've mentioned it, of course. But anyways, that being said, I guess I also wanted to talk a little bit about Temu, because I've been getting so many, like, oh my gosh, I've been getting so many ads for it. Like, they've taken out a crazy campaign online to just be seen everywhere. You know, I have no issue with things that come from China, but I do have issue with the intellectual property theft that is majorly a big problem on AliExpress and Temu. It is absolutely no different. That website is no different, just so you're aware. If you're looking at it and you're wondering, it's literally all the same shops, all the same sellers. It's just being, rebranded essentially to look a little different than AliExpress, but it's the exact same thing. That being said, I got these books. Where did I get them? This one I found in Adamstown. Actually, both of them came from Adamstown. And I just thought this was beautiful. Mother Goose's Melodies. So this book is not in wonderful shape. And this is a typical example. See, this book was $3. This is a typical example of like what you can get for thrift store prices at an antique store in America, in a popular area. Like this book is, it's a very delicate, much falling apart. But it's addressed here from 1885 in the back, and it has an old piece of music back here, the Wrigley Rag, and it's old. It's like from a newspaper, I think, or maybe a larger music book. No, it's a newspaper from 1914, The People. So yeah, that's an interesting piece of music. Now, does this book have a date? Look at that cute, like, little bookplate owl. My goodness. So it's Mother Goose's Nursery Rhymes set to music. I don't have the date, but 'tis old. This book I got, I just liked it. I just thought I like the book cover. It's very nice and book clothy. 1949. I don't know the language. Oh, you know what? Yes, I do. This, I think, is like Pennsylvania Dutch, right? Like the, this is probably a Mennonite, or sorry, an Amish book. Mannheim Township High School, 1949. So this is, is this a yearbook? Yeah, it's a yearbook. So yeah, very cute. Oh, there's a postcard in here or something. Oh, this is the school. Mannheim Township High School, Neffsville, Pennsylvania. Yeah, so that was inside there. So cute. Little tiny yearbook. I think I'll keep the postcard with it. Let's get these bigger things out here. So then I got these in Maryland, at a lovely little, well, not little, antique shop called the Seneca Cannery. And it's a beautiful 3-floor big old cannery, and they have like their antique mall style booths. So this is these are big old pictures. They're in plastic. Hopefully you can still see them. And they're like a women's. So this is like Burnhaven Inc. I don't know what that was. Maybe a girls' school or something. But they're these big long pictures, and I thought they'd make they'd be really cool wrapped around as a journal cover, or, you could make all manner of ephemera from such a large picture. So now I'm going to get a little into my haul from Joann's. So I got this Sizzix 3D texture fades embossing folder. It's a Tim Holtz with all the numbers, and this was $6.97, which is pretty inexpensive for one of these. They're much more expensive here. And then I went ahead and I spoiled myself a little bit by getting these Posca metallic pens, because they're really hard to find it here, like in Canada where I live, like at least in this area. And there was a sale, so I was like, okay, why not? I might as well. And then this was part of the 50% off paper goods sale at Joann's. So it's Pretty Petals cardstock from the Paper Studio. I was happy to see that there was so much paper at Joann's. I had no idea. I'd always only went there for fabric, but a friend of mine told me, like, oh, no, there's lots of paper there, because I don't shop at the Hobby Lobby. I don't believe in their inequality, political sort of support, and the way that they treat people who are in the LGBTQ community. It's just not for me. So that being said, Joann's did have all sorts of beautiful things, and I'm happy for that. So lots of beautiful like florals. I didn't get a ton of paper, as if you've lately been watching me, I got a big thrift haul of paper from my thrift store. Oh, and I got this beautiful bag that I'm going to make something out of. I mean, this is just a Mom's Organic Market. Look at that amazing paper bag. Isn't that so pretty? So we'll do something fun with that. Okay, then, okay, so maybe I'll show you. I'm just looking at everything I have going. What do I do? How do I show you this? Okay, because it's all over the place in terms of what came from where. So this is my, like I said, I stocked up a bit on, you know, commercial paper goods that I'd like to use this year, that I just don't really find here. So it's almost all Tim Holtz. So I just got some of the worn wallpaper scraps. Like I said, all of this was 50% off, so please check your local Joann's, because yeah, these are the backdrops, more of the backdrops, and more of the backdrops. I just wanted those because they're really nice for all sorts of things, like backgrounds, even like little, you need something kind of vintage feeling to tuck into like a pocket. It's really, they're really great for that. Okay, so now I'm going to get into more stuff. So, oh, this is a gluten-free bread machine cookbook that I found in a little free library. So in the town where my in-laws live, they have a new mayor who's very community oriented, and she's put in like a ton of little free libraries. So I was able to kind of exchange a lot of books, which was nice. I started always loading a few books in my car. Like I have a little free library, but I like to kind of, you know, exchange books wherever I go. This book I found in the Seneca Cannery as well. It's called Popcorn and Peanuts, a 2-in-1 cookbook. So it is so cute. So look at these popcorn papers. And then this sweet, like, these lovely illustrations. I just love them. So it's from 1977 from Nitty Gritty Productions in Concord, California. So there's the popcorn story, storing popcorn, like everything popcorn, popcorn recipes, all about popcorn. So this whole side is popcorn and fun popcorn images, caramel corn clusters, honeyed popcorn balls, chocolate popcorn pie. Some of these things I think would be really fun to try because I've never, you know, who's heard of a popcorn pie? And then on this side is the peanuts side. So we have the fun peanut paper and all sorts of fun, like, things about peanuts. All about peanuts. Cocktail goodies, a scary clown. Apricot peanut bread, peanut butter pancakes, peanut super salad, pear and chicken nut mold. Oh my gosh, the pictures are so strange. But yeah, I just thought that was pretty fun. Okay, then, so one of the most exciting places that I went, okay, this is kind of a mix-up. This came from it. I'll tell you about it quickly because it was my favorite place that I found. Was the Lancaster Creative Reuse in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. So I often see folks like that I follow that go to creative reuse stores, and they always look and sound so dreamy to me. So I was like, we went to Lancaster, Pennsylvania to go to Kitchen Kettle Village, which is like a little Amish kind of village, and where they have kind of commercial, you know, shops, right, including an incredible fabric store. So it's in Intercourse, Pennsylvania. So we headed on over to Lancaster from there so that I could check out the Creative Reuse store, and oh my gosh, I was not sorry. I'll get into the stuff that I got from there when I get to it. But yeah, what a cool concept. I would honestly love to run a Creative Reuse. I would love to have that. I don't think we really have them here. I haven't seen very many of them. We do have in Oshawa, Ontario, there's called like the Living Room Studio. That's sort of kind of similar, but it's not really like a place you can buy things, but it's like a community living room where you can go to, like, you know, be creative with other people. They do have like an annual sale, and the woman who runs it is so cool. But anyways, let me get on here. So this is a 1904 receipt. I think there's only one in here. I got this at the Seneca Cannery in Maryland. I found a few things there because it was a really nice, I mean, it's a nice place that I always go when I'm there, and it's nearby, and I like the people, and I like the prices can be pretty good there too. They're not like super high prices. I'm going to see if this is more than one or not. I think it may only be the one, but I just thought it was a cool old receipt. Yeah, it's just the one. So it's a tobacco, cigarettes, and snuffs receipt. So yeah, somebody was spending $31.70 on all those things in 1904. And then this, Alpine Flowers Fleur de Alpenpflanzen. So this, I think, is a German production. Now, it's just got a ton, I don't know if you can see, of super old dried flowers in it. 12 color plates with 57 illustrations true to nature. I opened this up and I was like, oh, because it's just so beautiful. Oh my gosh. So it's like a great big, like, well, not great big, but it's like a big booklet of like plates. And then inside, let me see if I can get one. The person who owned this actually, I don't know, they pressed a majillion flowers. So you can see them all here. There they are. I don't want to disturb them yet because I want to see if I can use some of them because they're amazing. Let me see if I can open this. See? They're amazing. They actually still have some color. I have no idea how old they are, but I want to try to use them. So, let me see if I can do this. Look at these plates. Aren't they amazing? I couldn't say no to this book. Oh. So yeah, this is gorgeous. I need to find out when it's from. I will do that. And yes. We'll do something fun with that. Flowery. Okay, and then this also came from the Seneca Cannery, I think. No, this came from Adamstown. The Avon Calendar of Roses of 1983. Oh, and we have a picture in there, but also came from there. As I said, my things got shuffled because I had to pack. So just a lovely day book of roses. And then this is just a really cool cabinet card of this girl. I got a few of these from the, did this come from Seneca maybe? Yeah, this came from Seneca. And then, okay, so now we're getting into a little bit of Lancaster reuse. So these I folded them because I knew I'd be using them probably in this way. They're just two pieces of scrapbook paper that have like velvet on them. They feel really nice. Those came from the Lancaster reuse, Creative Reuse. So did these. These are like little coin pockets. I got a whole bunch of them. They're great for creating like slide type things or shakers. Also from the Lancaster Creative Reuse. So these are sold by weight. I think that this was like 20 cents or something. I should say all of my purchases almost were in cents, not dollars. So yeah. And lots of stuff is by weight, including paper. Paper is by weight, so this cost about 20 cents as well. It's a full stack, big stack of children's writing paper, and I just really love the color of it. Okay, then Okay, so this is another Tim Holtz purchase from Joann's. This is layers from the Ideology. I'm really into the latest collection from the Ideology stuff. So then I found this book. This I found in Adamstown. It's called Rat's Magic by Wayne Anderson. And it's a little unconventional, I know. It is from 1976, Pantheon Books. But like, look at these illustrations, and it looks like a fun book. Many leagues beyond the ocean where the sun sets, there lies a secret valley known as the Valley of Peace. Of peace whispers the streams to the leaves, of peace the leaves whisper. So tell me how this doesn't seem like a really charming book, right? I know people don't like rats maybe, but oh my gosh. Yeah, this is right up my alley, this book. So I had to grab it because it's just so cool. So yeah, but I will move on because I have quite a bit more to show you. And I'll probably take a break to kind of put stuff away at some point here so we don't have a tumble. So you know how sometimes like the universe kind of lines up and does something for you? The last piece of equipment that I have kind of been looking for that I don't already have in my paper studio has been one of these stamp presses where you can like lay your stamp out on a grid and then, you know, flip down the lid and it puts it exactly where you laid it down. I thought that would be kind of a handy thing to have. And my local paper store, they had like a sale a while ago on some holiday, and it was because there was like a scrap fest show or something. I've never been to it in the area, and so they were doing a promotion where if you spent $100 you got one for free for the first like 30 people. But I didn't go to the show and I didn't hear about it until after, and I was like, oh darn, that might have been a great way to get one of these because they're quite expensive right now, the Misto ones. So I got this one, and it was actually $2, even though it says $5. It's actually $2 because it was in a basket of craft supplies for marked $2. And I found this in like a store I've never been to before, somewhere in like near Intercourse, Pennsylvania. It's like a great big huge thrift store. I don't even remember the name of it, but like I think it primarily serves the Amish community, and it's like 2 floors and really nice. So yeah. Okay, let me grab this book inside this bag. So we also went to Hershey, Pennsylvania. We went to Hershey's World, you know, to take the kids to Chocolate World. So that was a fun experience. I've been before, but it was a lot of fun to go with them. And I found this at the same thrift store, at that random thrift store. Or no, I didn't. I got this one at I think a Goodwill in Maryland. Letters for the Year, and it's just like it's like a book of like envelopes, different kinds of envelopes, like, you know, like you could put things in there like, I treasure our friendship because, remember you can always count on me. But it's just kind of cool envelopes, and I was like, yeah, I will play with that book. It's like a letter writing book, and it was $1.91. Whoops. Then, okay, so then I got this, which is a mix of flat stone sequins, and I really liked those. I thought those were cool. This one was like on clearance for $6.99, and I'd found one that was like a little card that had like a dozen of these, and it was $3.99. So I was like, yeah, let's just get the mother load here, and I'll be stocked for life. Hold on. Okay, so then at that same random thrift store that I came across, I found this book, Women of Flowers, and all the books there were 50 cents for softcover, $1 for hardcover, so this was $1. It's Women of Flowers, a tribute to Victorian women illustrators by Jack Kramer, and I can't wait to read this. It looks like it's just wonderful. So, you know, it's about different women who were Victorian illustrators. So Emma Homan Thayer, 1842 to 1908. Miss Jane Taylor, Charlotte Caroline Sowerby. You know, so this is going to give me some names to like look up the work of these women. And also, I just really want to read this book. I think it's just going to be so fascinating and inspirational. So yeah, Women of Flowers. It is not an old book. It is from, so it's Stuart Taborian Chang, New York. Copyright date 1996 by Jack Kramer. Okay, and I found this book, which is Finding the Mother Tree. What is in here? Oh my gosh, there's, look at that, there's wings in here. Butterfly wings. Oh wow. I don't know what to do with these, but I'm going to set this aside because I actually have some slides and maybe I'll slip them under a slide. I don't want to ruin them. Finding the Mother Tree, Discovering the Wisdom of the Forest by Suzanne Simard. So it's a nice book. I got it to read at the same store. I'm just going to keep this on my desk. Okay, and I'll show you a few more things and then I'm going to do a little tidy. We also went to the ocean, we like to go to Rehoboth Beach in Delaware. So my daughter and I and her grandma collected some little shell bits, and there's some really interesting ones. These have like 3 lines, almost like really cool. And I always grab interesting shell bits when I'm at the ocean, just a few to bring home. This lovely weathered stone. So just some, like, you know, nice little bits to have. Okay. Okay, I'm going to do a little tidy. Be right back. Alrighty, cleaned and tidied. So, this is just a strip of fabric that I got for $1 at that same Pennsylvania random thrift store that I found. And it sort of reminded me of Blanche Devereaux's bedroom from the Golden Girls. And I just thought it was a nice piece of fabric. So yeah, that'll be a fun thing to play with. Also for $1, just a nice old linen I couldn't pass up because it was $1 and it's just nice and it would make a nice journal cover. And I'd like to dye it. It's cotton. And it has, it's a big long piece. It's like a table runner kind of. These kind of things really lend themselves well to being dyed because you really see all these beautiful lacy details because it's got some crochet in between. Like these pieces of cloth, the way that they're made is, you know, there's appliques that are sewn, but then there's actual crochet that goes in between to connect them, and it's stitched in a binding. Like, so a lot of work goes into this kind of, you know, like simple looking cloth. So yeah, I really want to do something fun with that. Oh, this metal ruler needs to go live over here for a bit. There we go. See, this is what I'm talking about with the crashing things around. I want to stop crashing things around. Okay, so then oh, this is maybe, is this the name of the shop? I think, yeah, this is it. Okay. Reuse It Shop NH. I don't know what NH means, but that's the shop, and it is, I believe, in Pennsylvania, not too far from either Lancaster or Intercourse. So yeah, check it out if you're near there because it's a great store. So these hankies and doilies were all really pretty, so I picked a few of them up. I like this very purpley one. So delicate and beautiful. Yeah. So pretty. Pretty things. Then I found a tea towel. This was $1. This is just a cotton tea towel, but I liked it because it has these pine cones and also balloons. loons. And then another really fun nylon hanky, very translucent. This one also very colorful. This one has some cute embroidery on it. Made in Switzerland. And then in a different part of my collecting life, that I don't do so much these days, is that I do collect vintage toys, and I have a particular love for 80s toys. So this is from Applause Inc. This is more for my other channel that I never make content for, which is Specularia, linked below if you're interested. He's a honker from Sesame Street, so I had to pick him up. He's so cute, and you rarely, if ever, find these, especially in Canada. You almost never find them, so I have to put him away with my vintage toys. And then I found just a simple index cards, tabbed index cards at the reuse it shop as well. And I found a little game of hearts there for 50 cents. Let's see what these look like. I think they're like little, they look like little animals, like the one that I could see. I didn't open them because I tend not to make a mess in thrift stores. Usually, unless it's something expensive that I... Yeah, so these are very cute little animal hearts cards. Vintage fun. Okay. So let's set that over here, and then I also got some fabric out of a fabric bin. Everything in this fabric bin was $1 a piece. So this is like a great big like panel of curtains. But I just love the floral. I think this would really lend itself well to like an embroidery project, like the kind of, you know, freeform embroidery where like you fill in certain aspects of the flower. But it would also just be a really nice journal cover. You know, it's just a beautiful fabric. So set that over here. And this can go with this because it's all going to go in my fabric stash. And then I, of course, found a scrap bag. I always find these. I am drawn to them like oxygen for some reason. But I love finding quilters scraplets like this. Like here's a flying goose quilt. So sweet. And these are just so great for so many things, you know, so journal covers, obviously, you know, you can take something like this and make a pocket with, you know, obviously you can also use these in sewing projects, but like, I mean, there's just so much variety here, and they're really fun and pretty. Like this is just someone using their scraps, you know, to make a quilt, and then they have even more leftovers. And then there was some leftover in this pretty green. These are the kind of fabrics I use all the time. Like this particularly, this is something I'd use to cover a spine or the inside, you know, inside a naturey journal. They all really speak to me. I didn't even look at them because I didn't unpack this bag, but I mean, they all speak to me. They're all nice. This would be nice enough, more fall themed journal. It's got like the dots, but there's also these fine little stems in between. So yeah, nice little find there. I think maybe I will keep this one in the bag just to keep it together because it's kind of all related. And then also in the dollar bag, so that bag was $1, and then this piece of fabric was also $1. And it's a Moda pheasant run by Sandy Gervais for Moda. So it's just a beautiful like pheasant kind of fabric. Very soft. It's really nice quilting fabric. Okay, so I think what I have left now, it's one box, but it's full. It's a banker's box. So half of it is random, and half of it is like, oh, I've got some other things. Hold on. So on the drive there and back, we drive. So it's about a 12-hour, 10 to 12-hour day from home to end destination point and back. So what I did in the car was fussy cutting. So this is what 2 driving days of fussy cutting looks like. So I've got to sort all of that out, definitely. Fussy cutting. And I just basically went through my Tuesday 10 bin and I pulled out all sorts of stuff that needed to be fussy cut, put it into a file folder, and brought that and a bag and a pair of scissors, and I just fussy cut and fussy cut. So on the way home yesterday, we got back over the Canadian border, and we needed to stretch, and my son definitely needed to run around, so we stopped at a thrift store. Not that I needed to, but I wanted to just find an indoor place because, oh my god, it was so cold yesterday. It was like sleeting, blowing rain, like, oh my gosh, it was so cold. And we're going through Niagara region and into, well, this was in Burlington. We stopped at a Value Village in Burlington. So I got this big stack of paper for $1.99. I mainly got it for this, like, 80s rad kind of paper, because I'm planning a journal that I think that will be amazing in. I mean, it's got rainbow paper, like envelopes. It was just a very random stack of paper for $1.99. So grabbed it mainly for the 80s paper. And then I found this little book. I should try to get this sticker off so it doesn't get all sticky and annoying later. These ones, when they're new, are easy to get off, but when they're aged, then they get more like this and they don't want to come off. That I don't care because I'm not really going to use this, but this little book. It's cross stitch. I don't know what language this is. This could be Dutch, maybe. I don't know. See if we can get a hint here. It's 1972 Copenhagen. Okay, so it's got little cross stitch grids for all different patterns. Very functional, fun book. It's got some color images. Birds, so cute. Some interesting work. But I just like the little book. I thought that'd be a cute little journal. Very cute. And then I found this book on playing cards. 89 illustrations in color and black and white. It's by Roger Tilley, and it's from 1973. It had just some nice playing card images in it that I thought were cool. Also, maybe some interesting reading about playing cards. Just all sorts of playing card stuff. Then, now it's time to get to the banker's box, so let me grab it. Okay. So, first I'm going to go through the rest of my Joann's purchase, my Tim Holtz stock up for like at least a year or more. So the first thing I got was some embossing powder in clear because I'm almost completely out of it. And then I got some of these little hinge clips. Now, this is not the type of thing I would normally buy because I have this real issue with things that are just tactile, normal pieces of hardware being repackaged as craft materials and the price being like 6 times higher than the normal hardware store price. But these are really cute and they got me, and they were 50% off. So I'm like, okay, I can do that. I got a few more people because I just like them. And they're the Solos paper dolls. I got some of these photo booth because I like those too. I think they're very nice. And it's a pretty generous pack. And I mean, I think I paid around like $2 to $3 for each of these things. Some of them maybe $4, the larger things. But yeah, it was quite inexpensive. I was surprised. Even with everything included, like exchange rate and all that. Then I got a clippings book because I do like using these. I only have like the snarky ones. So I was like, I need to get one that's not so snarky, that has some more things in it. I mean, I am a purist when it comes to like snippets from books, but every now and then you need something a little quicker. you don't have time to snip from a book. So I grabbed that one, and I grabbed this one, the small talk one. There's some nice things in there. So yeah, I'll put those with my words. And then I grabbed this, which is more the layers. I got one of these already, so I grabbed another one. And then this is actually from Adamstown. It's an autograph book. Like I said, things are going to be a little mixed up because I had to pack. So, to Eileen Devereaux from Mother and Dad on Christmas Day in the year 1935. So, it's interesting because I think this is more not of a famous person's like autograph book, but like a book, you know, that was given to this family when they had a baby, maybe? I don't know. Nellie Scarborough, June of 1937. There's just a lot of randomness. There's a little old humor in here. Some of it's not necessarily appropriate. Some really, like, you know, interesting kind of poems have been written. But then there's other things like, never smacks a baby in the face. Nature has provided a better place. Yours till Washington is president. I don't know some of these things. In the parlor there sat three. He, the parlor lamp, and she. Now there is a crowd without a doubt. So the parlor lamp went out. Or went out. Yours till IOK. IDK. I don't know. I love you much. I love you mighty. I wish your pajamas were next to my nightie. Now don't get excited or don't get misled. I mean on the clothesline and not in the bed. Yours till bobby pins get sick of riding permanent waves. That's funny. Tell me quick before I faint. Is I your friend or is I ain't? Love, Peggy Berman. Hoping you never get the color of this page, your classmate. Yeah, so it's like, I don't know, it seems like this was used throughout 1937 for many different things. For pretty people only. Aren't you a bit conceited? I don't know. I just love these kind of things. These weird little snippets of a history, you know. And it's just tied together, and it's just cute. I think it's really cute. Yep. Okay. Now back to the Tim Holtz stuff. So I got this, Found Relatives. You're going to be like, Cindy, this is a lot of Tim Holtz. You're right, it is. And then this, the Paper Studio. Actually, I got this at a thrift store. This came from a thrift store. Or not a thrift store, the store is called Gabe's, I think. It's like, maybe like a discount store. I don't know. I had to go there to get a pair of flip-flops. So when I saw them, I grabbed them. They're like little frames. And then this is more Tim Holtz, little snippets. I like these little tiny ones. So I got a few of those, actually. I got 3 of them in total, little snippets. And this was on clearance for $5.47, and it's some of the label frames. I always need those because I put them on many, many journals. And then more of the layers. They're just so functional and easy, and they really like make collage nice. Oh, and I found the Distress Oxide on clearance, so I grabbed it. It's peacock feathers. Let's put that over here. Okay, so back to things that came from Seneca Cannery. So look at this beautiful cabinet card. Look at her like corseted sleeves. I mean, the whole thing, the collar, it's just so beautiful. So set that aside. And then I got this little ledger book. I was really on the search in my antiquing. I wanted to find some nice ledger books, but I did not find any. I found one. It was empty though. But this one's cool. It's like a little shopping kind of like, so skirt braids, tobacco box, snuff boxes, stay binding, It's kind of like lists of things, and I love the little tiny size of it. It's very sweet. So I'll probably do something digital with this. Yeah, I'll put that in my pile of things that we can scan and have some fun with. And then I got some curio frames from Tim Holtz also. Then some this ephemera pack, these little tiny labels. And the pocket cards. I thought these were cute. I hadn't seen them before. See, like I'm saying, most of the stuff you don't really see it here. We get a smaller selection of Canada things. Oh, and then another of the Paper Studio. This was also at Gabe's. These are like little die cuts. They're almost like a thick cardstock. Never seen that brand before. And then this is more of the Tim Holtz. These are the baseboards, and they're a little thicker. I thought they'd be fun for covers or like tags off the side of something. And then I also got, because I can never really find it here, the collage paper I see so many people using. So I grabbed one of those because I wanted to try it. It's the field notes kind of style one, entomology. Okay. I think that's all that kind of stuff. So now we're going to go back into things I got from Lancaster Creative Reuse. So 14 Get Well card fronts. So these have yellow dots, meaning that these were 10 cents a bag. So they're just card fronts, you know, from greeting cards. So I didn't open them because, like, honestly, it was a dime. I figured I could just kind of go, I'll use this or I won't. But I saw the swan and I was like, that's really nice. And see, they're just the front. You know, I could use that. But they're just like different little card fronts. And you know, that's the thing I like about the Creative Reuse store, is that it's like literally stuff that, you know, it makes you think a little bit about like, how could I use these? And also it, you know, kind of takes you into a place where like you can recycle things and not see them go in the trash, and that's nice. It's also a nice community. They support like the community a lot. They employ people who have some different kinds of neurologies, and they seem like very nice people. Lots of charitable kind of community stuff. Yep, so just all different kinds of cards. So I'll probably, you know, go through these with a little firmer hand here and decide what I can and can't use. And I'll just have fun with them. It's like sometimes, you know, like I wouldn't use this maybe, but I could back something with that, right? And you'd have that cute little spot on the back. So like I wouldn't use this, but it could back something. You know, or maybe I would use these little cutouts. I don't know. So yeah, lots of opportunity to kind of do something fun. I think there's a third one in there somewhere of these, but we'll see. And then I found this little Made with Love stamp. I thought that was cute, and I'll put that with my woodblock stamps. That was in the Creative Reuse as well. This came from Seneca Cannery. Just thought it was really cool. So it's actually a bottle opener, but I want to put it on a book cover probably. It is heavy. It's made of like metal, like iron. But yeah, I have a bit of an idea. I don't know. It's in my brain kind of swimming around, and I just thought he was really cool. So then I found this book also, Seneca, no, this was in Adamstown. Sanger, Grob, I don't know, I'm guessing German or Dutch, but like it's a really beautiful old book, 1873. And yeah, it's got that amazing old German-ish, you know, writing. You always find this text typically in German books. Oh, what's in here? John A. Werner's Champion Fileworks, 325 Bingham's Street in Reading, Pennsylvania. Huh, that's cool. It's just a nice piece of ephemera all on its own. Okay. little book. And this is from the Creative Reuse. So they have all sorts of textile stuff too. I mean, this place has fabric. I didn't buy a bunch of fabric. I did not. This was in like a big bin of appliques. And it's the only one that I grabbed, but there's 2 of them. And I just thought they were really nice. I'm not so into the green stitching on its own with the white, but I'm going to dye them, I think. And then I just got a bag of sewing paper because, like, I don't have a ton of this. This is something I know most people have, but I just don't collect it very much. It was 65 cents for the bags of these. Okay, then embroidery floss in a bunch of colors. These are 15 cents at Lancaster Creative Reuse. This was the one bit of fabric I got at the Lancaster Creative Reuse. It was $2, and I liked it because it has ducks on it, and I thought they were really pretty. And it reminds me of this, so seeing the mallard with this like Asian wood duck. There was this one time when I used to live in Barrie, Ontario, where I went to this pond and there were a ton of mallards. We see them all the time, like our more common mallard ducks. But then there was one magical like Asian wood duck that was there with them. I have no idea how it got there. I mean, it was just the most, like, I was trying to take a picture, and this was back in the day of like, we didn't all have phones, so I had a camera and I was like desperately trying to get a picture, and I couldn't really get a picture, like oh. And then this little snap fasteners card. So this was 30 cents. These little, they had some cute little sewing books, but they wanted more money for them, and I was like, nope, I'm not going to spend all that. And then you can cut your own yardage of lace. They had so much lace, but if you follow me here, if you follow me here, you know I have a lot of lace, and I've gotten a lot from like our thrift stores here. So I only got this one, and I got 8 yards of it because it was just really pretty. And at 20 cents a yard, I was like, yes, please. That's really inexpensive. So a little more embroidery floss. More embroidery floss. Okay, and then these were from Seneca Cannery, and they are silver plated. Let me just open it if I can without stabbing myself. There we go. They're silver plated forks. I really like these ones. I just thought they were so awesome. I mean, they're all pretty cool, but yeah, I see myself pounding these out and using them on journal covers. Like, I love these ones specifically. Had to grab those. These are the weird things I find that I'm like, ooh. More things from the Creative Reuse. So they sell the seam binding. They're 10 cents each. Got some colors of that. More snap fastener card there. And then this is from Seneca Cannery. And I have these little salt and pepper. I used to kind of sort of collect a few salt and pepper shakers, but really only Japanese ones that were like anthropomorphic animals, or these little wooden ones. And these are the smallest ones I've ever seen, and I've decided I'm going to keep them for journal making. That would be a really fun spine dangle kind of add-on. So yeah, I like those a lot. And then a little more seam binding. Let me just check we're still recording. We are, okay. This feels like it's been a while. And then I found this is all magnetic barcode. And so there's packs and packs of these, and they're by weight. And so I think they were like $2 for all of these. And I just thought they'd be kind of fun on like covers and things. And this is from Seneca Cannery. It's just some McDonald plaid 10 stamps. Also from Seneca Cannery, this beautiful cabinet card of her. It looks like I found my stack of Seneca Cannery stuff. So, got some nice cabinet cards. Oh yeah, and these. I'll show you those after. I found these little, tiny little cards. Let me try to open the envelope so I can show one to you. With the envelopes, I thought they were so cute. It's like a little, you know, a little deli. It's designed by Liliana Rylands for Quarter Fine Art, made in England. I just thought they were cute, like a little butcher deli kind of card with their teeny little orange envelopes. And then another set of cabinet cards here of this couple. And then these folks. And then I did get this one stereoscope. It's so pretty. It's very tintype, and hopefully you can see this kind of Victorian lady in all of these flowers. And then I got these little envelopes of Victorian, authentic Victorian greeting cards, and I was really happy to find these because they were priced quite nicely. I saw some that were just crazy prices. Oh, look at that one though. I love it with the deer. Oh, just so pretty. And yeah, there's a nice variety. So I'll probably digitize these because they're really beautiful. So that's the first pack. There's like 2 packs of 6 and a pack of 12, I think, that I got. Little doves there. Oh yeah, and this one has a dog. Come here. And a horse. This one's an envelope. It has a beautiful card inside from 1903. Austin Elam. That was so delicate. This one has a little boat on it, and this reminds me of the Canadian dime. That's exactly what our Canadian dime looks like. With the, is it the blue nose on our dime, I think? And this one, summer may change for winter, flowers may fade and die, but I shall ever love thee while I can heave a sigh. In fond remembrance. This one has many joys to you with this dove. With kind regards. This one has like a little kid on it. It's a tiny one with kind regards. These two are very small. So cute. There might be one more pack of those, I think, somewhere. I've got a little bit more to go here, so. Okay, set those over here. And yeah, the other thing about America that I've noticed, or shopping in the US, is that packaging is so much more excessive. Like here, they just literally throw everything into a bag. Like, so many stores I go to in the US, like they wrap things in paper and tape them. Like, this is just a piece of lace, but she wrapped it. It was so cute. So, this is a lace collar that I found. And it's all tatted and pretty. So yeah, had to pick that one up. Oh yeah, and then this is from the Creative Reuse store. So like, here's a perfect example. Like, you know, just cool pieces of driftwood, you know? Just stuff, like, I mean, yes, I could find it. But like, it's already really nice and I don't have to search. I got a couple bags of it. I think I got some thread also from the Creative Reuse. This was another scrap pack that was $1 at Lancaster Creative Reuse. And it's funny, the day that I was there, actually, while I was checking out, I heard them say, oh, there's just a lady in the back. She's going to be doing her junk journaling class. You know, and they were talking about she'd be, you know, bringing things up, you know, for the class or whatever. And I was like, that's so funny. There's a junk journaling class. So these are just little squares. Somebody's quilt planning, I'm guessing. And they were all separated in these bags. And so I was like, yeah, those are great for little fabric tabs. Pre-cut for me already. And then I found some Denison seals, also from Seneca Cannery. These ones are mushrooms. Yeah, put these over here. Okay, so then also in the downtown of Havre de Grace, Maryland, there is a store called Bayside that I've gone to frequently. It's an antique store, like a little vendor, you know, kind of vendor booths, but it's recently changed quite a bit. So there used to be, we always just called her the postcard lady, and she is, I don't know, like a lifetime buyer, collector of postcards, reseller of postcards. So she used to have her own really big store somewhere outside, I think maybe in Aberdeen, but now she has really taken over Bayside. So I got a bunch of stuff from there from her, and so some is old, some is new. So this is old. This is Florida Flowers. These are these folders. So she was selling them for like a group, you know, for $5 kind of thing. Like I think 6 for $5 or something. So like they're a whole little fold out, right, of like postcards. And I tried to just stick with kind of like the nature-y kind of ones. And on both, like they're, it's like a folder of like, not postcards, but like cards, right, with beautiful images on them. And the Florida ones seemed to mainly be the nicest ones because they were more like floral. And then I got a Pee Wee Herman because, you know, I love Pee Wee Herman. And then this one is Knott's Berry Farm and Ghost Town. But look at the front. Isn't that amazing? Sorry, we had to change batteries because I've been talking forever. Yeah, so that's Knott's Berry Farm. Then this one, Welcome to Cypress Gardens. Cypress Gardens, Winter Haven, Florida. And this one opens up, and we've got all sorts of cool, like, sporting kind of, and flowers, and all sorts of cool images. This one, I don't want to go into too much detail because I'm going to take forever. Orange Blossom Trail, Florida's Scenic Route. So yeah, you get the gist. And this one's cool. Scenes of Interesting Hollywood, California. From 1930. I should try to keep these little sleeves. These are actually pretty fun. You know, because I don't have enough stuff. I might as well just keep the packages too. Okay. But yeah, cool, like Hollywood stuff. And then a California, the Golden State. Beautiful. What's this? What's this? Oh, okay. So she used this to package my stuff. I see. I was like, I do not remember buying this, but I guess, yeah, she used it to package my postcards that I bought and my things. So I got this old postcard that's like written on both sides. It's kind of beaten up, but it was 25 cents. And I was like, that's a really cute old postcard. Then this one that has this elk on it. This one. This is a John Waters. So Baltimore and John Waters are very synonymous, obviously. He's a filmmaker from Baltimore. I'm a fan, so I always pick things up that are him. And this I just thought was so cute, from Leave It to Beaver. And this is a light switch cover postcard of the Mona Lisa. This is from Hairspray, another John Waters. This is Divine here, John Waters. So, yes, all cool stuff. This, I don't know what I will do with. Maybe I will use it to back something. Actually, it's kind of got cool construction. And what is in here? It's like a plastic envelope or something. This is the strange, I guess it's for stamps maybe. I don't know, maybe I'll play with this. It's kind of interesting. It's like a envelope thing. Okay, so this all can go over here. Okay, so then some more Lancaster Creative Reuse. So this is more of the driftwood. Lovely pieces of driftwood. And then I got a bag of slides for 10 cents. So these are cool. So there's some like so that they have images. So this has like a religious image in it, I think, or like an art image, you know, religious art. Hopefully you can see it in there. Then, you know, it's property of Strathmore College. So there's like a architectural image in there. Hopefully, like, I have something white I can put under it or something so you can see there's an image there. But yeah, these have images in them. So they're actual slides of art. Mostly Italian architecture. So yeah, I like those a lot. And then I got this stamp. I don't know where it was. It was from the Creative Reuse store. It's just like a single stamp. Sample sheet of the Brown Craft permanent adhesive sticker paper for wrapping miniatures, available from Coffee Break Design, Indianapolis. But it's a rubber stamp, and it has this kind of stuff on it. And I got this little tin. I thought it was kind of cool. And then some paper pad with glittery paper, all Lancaster reuse. A couple of little Altoids tins. Some stickles. I hear little feet above me. I may have to take a break. These are cool. They're magnetic plastic folders that you can slide something into. Okay. Sounds like my husband's awake. I'm okay to stay here. A couple of nice block wooden stamps with frames. Another stamp that looks like it's been made by a small company, yeah, just for fun. Just two little like label stamps. I have these. So they had keys. They had keys for 10 cents each, so I grabbed a bunch of these fun keys. And they had sewing needles, which I can always use, $1.50. And some of this Sukaniko dye ink refill in pale aqua. So yeah, I'm really all about the Creative Reuse store. Oh my gosh. And then these are little brads with numbers on them from K & Company. And then this is jute twist tie, and it's like wired jute. And then I got some nice old keys from Bayside. These are just amazing. Okay. More embroidery floss. Sorry for the snip. I had to change batteries again. I accidentally put a half-charge battery in, and my camera never likes that. So if you're ever in the area of, like, if you're in Maryland, if you're ever near Havre de Grace, this is a really cool store to go to. It's called Joe Retro, especially if you're into like vintage and Pyrex specifically. They have one of the most incredible collections of Pyrex. Obviously quite pricey. Pyrex everywhere has blown up, but yeah, it's a cool store. What else? Okay, so the rest of the stuff that I'll show you is actually just a gift from my sister-in-law. She is a card maker and also works in like a gallery or a museum or a library. I forget which one of those things. It's all connected to Johns Hopkins. So she gave me some things for making my work. So some CD envelopes, which we've recently played with in Mass Make March. So I have some of those. Some nice silver tape. And then some really cool boxes. Look at these boxes. These are of slides. So these are things that they were getting rid of at the library. And so they have images in them. Looks like, yeah, it's art. Yep, so she, I think, is an art history major, and yeah, so she knows that I appreciate these things. So we talked about, like, you know, well, could you use these? Would you take them apart? What would you do? And I was like, well, I think there's a use for them, definitely. I don't know that I would take them apart. I think they're pretty cool as is. I see myself using them for lots of different things. But yeah, those are all art. And oh my gosh, another box of CD envelopes. I'm going to be making CD envelopes. Sidewalk chalk for the kids. Yay. Like I said, packing, right? Okay, so this, I got 1, 2, 3. I got 4 boxes of these from her as well. And they are unopened. So let's open one and see what these are. So these are the empty ones. Now, these have obviously glass, you know, slide glass, and metal on the back, right? So I think I can probably use those for some of those flowers that I was talking about in that little book, that little German book. And she also gave me more of those coin pockets that I showed you, and this book, Pictorial Archive of Decorative Frames and Labels. And I have a similar book to this, but it's not as nice. This one is all labels, and I just think it's amazing. Yeah. Okay. So I would say, yeah, that's everything I got on vacation. I know it's a lot. This was a big, long video. Thank you if you hung out with me. Yeah, but that's kind of like my stocking myself up on like things that I typically only really find in the US. I usually would go to the US about 3 to 4 times a year, and then prior to that a lot more, but you know, since the world kind of went kooky, I haven't been in 4 years, so I think this is a little bit bigger haul than I would normally do, but I'm happy to have kind of like my drawers and boxes full again of things that I like to work with. So yeah, thank you for hanging out with me, and I will talk to you again soon. I'm glad to be back. I can't wait to jump into a new journal project. I haven't made a journal in weeks, so I'm really like, oh, I need to get in the studio. So anyway, guys, have a great day, and we'll talk soon. Bye for now.